So it finally happened. Finally had a weekend where I didn't do shit. It's been a long time. It's been a while. It's probably been since I didn't live with my wife that I had a weekend where I didn't do anything at all. But afterwards I was like, man, I really didn't do anything last weekend, and it felt nice at the time, but then when you look back on it, you're like, there's so much stuff I could have done all weekend. Could have got that done, could have got this done, but I think sometimes you just need to just chill out every once in a while, and this weekend was definitely that. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like ready to go this week. Not so sluggish on a Monday as I usually am, because I was a big slug the whole weekend. So, being a slug, I still did. It's not like I just literally laid on the couch, but mostly a good amount of the time was on the couch. But getting up, doing some things, got a chance to play some games this weekend with the wife, actually, and that kind of brought on the episode, this episode today. Asked some people this morning on Instagram, what's the best dance game that's out there, I know I didn't even think of this actually when I asked the question, so I feel bad because everyone's yelling at me, but DDR, I feel like it was, I don't know dates and times, but probably the first thing. If you want to count the little pad that we used to run on the regular Nintendo in the old NES Olympic race game, you can count that maybe as the first dance game. But looking today, DDR with those dance pads in the arcade, obviously, super popular, super fun. I've only played DDR a couple times. I think I was just at that age at the time where it had no interest. It sparked no interest for me at all, really. No interest, really. And so kind of skipped over it until Dance Central came out on the Kinect for the 360. Got to play that a great deal when it came out because my brother got really into it, and his group of friends were playing it a lot, so he kind of brought it over to me and started to play it. Even played it with the family a couple times, and it's fun. It's fun to do in the living room. It's a good time if you're not too embarrassed to dance in front of people, but it's still a game, and it's still a good time. So Dance Central kind of continued coming out on the Kinect. Kinect worked really well with the game. The game's pretty difficult, actually, if you ever played it. It's very tough. It literally maps your entire body, so it's very hard to escape the dance moves, I guess you could say. And I got my first taste of Just Dance this weekend. Me and the wife decided that, I guess she decided that she wanted to get a dance game for the Switch. So we tried that out, and I've never played with a controller in my hand before. I always wondered how that worked. I never worried about it because why would I if I don't have to? But now that it came out, I'd always wondered how it happened. So and I really like it. I really like how the controller gives you a reference point. Now, when I say the controller gives you a reference point, it shows you on the screen your hand is colored red or something on the screen. It gives you that reference point to know where the controller should be in your hand and how it's on the screen. So it can really show you where you're supposed to be if you get lost, which can happen when you're playing these dance games. It's not so easy sometimes to see where you are on Dance Central, so I just thought that the reference point there was cool. Anyway, so kind of giving you a little preview of the episode there. I'm going to do a little something different here today. So let's take the Stinkometer. It's going to be transported and called, I guess, I don't want to call it like the comparison meter or anything, but it's basically what it's going to be. It's still the Stinkometer. One of these games stinks more than the other game, and we're going to figure it out based on some of their more neutral points. The first point we've kind of already started to discuss in the intro to this episode, and that is ease of play. I think ease of play in a game like this is very important. These games, let's be honest, you're going to have the most fun when there's a bunch of people at your house and it's like a party game. That's when you're going to have the most fun. I could be completely wrong about this, but I don't see too many people playing this online to try to battle somebody. I see that more in like a rock band or something like that. Guitar Hero, but I don't know if someone's actually just going to dance in their living room by themselves. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I know that I've had more fun with this game. I don't think I've ever played it by myself before. So basically, if you're having people over playing the game, it needs to be, I think, more fun than difficult. And I think in this category, Just Dance definitely takes the points, because Just Dance is not so much of a stickler on if you're getting the moves correct or not. You can kind of do the dance in your own way. You can almost modify it a little bit, but as long as you have certain aspects of the dance correct, you're good to go, and it's more fun that way, I think, because you're not so tied down to the moves and getting them wrong. That being said, it does say something about the technology that can map your entire body and tell, like, if why just this arm is right, like why not your entire body? Like, we're playing a dance game here, you know what I mean? So I understand why you would want the entire body to be mapped, but I think just at the standpoint of fun or the standpoint of ease of play, like we're talking about this point here, I think it's much easier to play Just Dance, more relaxed feel than Dance Central, where it's literally marking you off if your leg is just a little bit off after a turn or something. Like it marks you for everything. So that being said, I think Just Dance gets the ease of use points. All right, on to the next comparison here. So the next point I'm going to make is just, I guess, song list. Which songs are better on either game. And I mean, I got to say, there's obviously going to be, I have favorites on both games. I've only played Just Dance a little bit, but that being said, it just opened up like a gigantic library of songs to me for 3 months for free. And I haven't even got the chance to go through all those yet, so I don't even know really the song amount on Just Dance, but I do love that it opens up an entire library for you. I do think it stinks that I have to pay for it. But nothing's free. Regardless, by the way, if you can hear any of my dogs, I apologize. I got the baby who needs to be next to someone every 2 seconds, is curled up inside the booth with me, so if you hear any crazy dog noises, it's him. Then I got the other one sleeping like right outside the booth because he also cannot be not within 15 feet of someone. And then I got the big dog also in here because I guess everyone's in here, so she's in here too. So all 3 of the dogs in here. So if you hear dog noises, I'm sorry, not sorry. Anyway, next point is song list. So I think that Just Dance goes for more dance type music, electronic music. Basically, Just Dance, more dance, electronic. But there's obviously a ton of layover. Like Lady Gaga is all over both games. There's some Beyonce in both games. There's a ton of stuff in both games, and obviously electronic songs in both games. But I just think as on the whole, Just Dance is more electronic dance, clubby songs. And then I can dance to like Poison on Dance Central, which is really fun. So honestly, on this point, I'm going to go ahead and say tie because I can't decide. All right, the next category, I'm going to go with graphics. And honestly, it's a dance game. So is it really that big of a deal that this game have good graphics? I don't think it does. But there's still a category. I mean, there's still a comparison. One game, much more cartoony. The people you can just pick from a wide variety that have like different outfits and stuff, but it's a whole person. You can see that person, but it's not a real person. Okay, it's some crazy made up character. And then in the other game, in Just Dance, they have like kind of like whited out. I don't know, they're really the phase. They're the phrase. They're like everyone's whited out. You can't see them. You can kind of see eyes on some people. It's kind of weird sometimes, actually. But they're whited out, or they're like wearing some outfit where you can't see their face. but it's a real person dancing with really cool backgrounds usually. Usually the background on Dance Central is just like a alleyway or a mall or something where you get served. Just Dance is like all these crazy like computer backgrounds or like cool background of like a setting or like a stage. I gotta say, Just Dance's looks way cooler. It looks way better to me. I don't know. Just something about the real dancers. They're like wearing all these cool outfits. Like sometimes the lights change and they're wearing all these crazy like outfits and stuff too. Black lights come on and everything goes nuts. I just think it's more aesthetically pleasing to watch that and have more fun. It gets you into the game more when the visuals are there, you know? So I don't know. I just think Just Dance takes it in that category as well. Not sure why I turned into a country person there, but I did at the end. So let's, okay, I'm done. All right, yep, can't keep it going. So next point kind of goes with the last one just a little bit, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's a little bit different of a point. I'm gonna say it's not graphics, but it's basically feel of the game. How does it feel? Does it feel like it's responding? Does it feel like it's giving you the points you should get? Ease of use, the feel of the game. It's kind of hard to argue against Dance Central here. Something that has no controller and is that accurate at telling you that your stuff's in the wrong place. I like that. I like how accurate it is. I'm very impressed with the technology. However, it's not that fun when I'm getting stuff wrong. And I get stuff wrong a lot because I can't dance. I mean, who can? So, going back, I don't like that I have to hold a controller in my hand. But I like that it vibrates to the beat of the song and it kind of keeps you in place. Like you don't have someone going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 while you're playing the dance game. So it's nice to have that controller in your hand actually that vibrates and kind of lets you know where you are on the beat a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you guys notice that very much if you're just dancing around like a crazy person, but it does vibrate either to the beat or it helps you stay in line with the song. And I just like the feel of that. I like that. But I gotta say that Dance Central, you have nothing in your hands and it's seamless. So I'm going to have to go ahead and give the point to Dance Central there, even though I don't think it's that big of a deal that I have to hold the controller. And sorry you had to hear my giant dog walk through on that last segment of the show. She decided it was time to get up and get a drink of water right in the middle of me talking about the last point. Anyway, what can you do? Let's talk about the next point, which, that's the other dog moving around, thank you, which is, lost my train of thought, slowly coming back, coming in for the landing. Got it. Does it give you, or does it make you a better dancer? Do either of those games make you a better dancer? Let's start with Dance Central. I think that I like that you can pick a varying degree of difficulty in the song. That is a good thing to have because the songs, I mean, they get tough. If as you go up, they definitely do get much more difficult. The basic moves turn into a little bit more advanced moves, and you still keep the same structure. You just add some things that it gets a little more difficult, which I like that progression. It works very well, and you can actually see yourself getting better at that dance. Do I think that it translates to being a better dancer? I'm not sure. I don't think so, because I still feel like you're pretty stiff because you're trying to get those legs right. You're trying to get everything right. So you're still really worried about getting everything right. So I'm not sure if you being a better like dancer in general, it would help you, but you're definitely better at whatever song you're doing. Now, Just Dance. You're only responsible really for your arm movements, and it's really only one arm movement. You can almost get away with just moving that one arm around if you got pretty good at knowing how to do that, but I don't know why you'd want to do that because you look real weird. Anyway, I think that this game keeps you a little bit more loose and is a little more fun, so I think it would help you loosen up a little bit, and there's only one dance, so the dance doesn't get any more difficult. So it's weird to me that you can't get any more difficult, get any more easy, but it's cool to me that if it's tough, like, just try your best. If it's tough, try your best. Next time around, you'll get it, but at least you know where your hand is the first time around. So I think the progressions definitely both work, but I think just keeping more loose in the Just Dance game really gives you the confidence and gets you better at being able to do everything else and move around. So if you haven't already kind of seen, I'm slightly biased to Just Dance, but I think Just Dance would maybe get the nod there just because I think it's not as structured, which kind of doesn't make any sense because you'd think the more structured thing would make you a better dancer, but I think it just makes you like just better at that robot movement in that song. It doesn't help you feel any rhythm of any other song, and I think Just Dance kind of does that. So that about does it for me this week. Kind of a short episode, kind of a different format. Tell me what you guys think of it. Remember, you can find me, This Game Stinks 1. That's the number 1 on Instagram. You can also shoot me an email. Tell me what you think about the show. TC, thisgamestinks@gmail.com. Let's just review some of our points here and our totals, I guess. The first point we talked a little bit about, the difference between Dance Central and Just Dance, the ease of use, I guess, or the gameplay ease, and I think Dance Central is much easier. Next, we talked a little bit about the song lists. I couldn't really decide. I like songs in both. Maybe you guys can comment, let me know which songs you think are better in which game. The next thing we talked a little bit about was the graphics of the game. We also mentioned that graphics really aren't that big of a deal, but I really like myself the like how cool just like how everything is in Just Dance and how the dancers are real and how you just gotta kind of mirror along with them. Next, we talked about the feel of the game. How does the game feel? And I did give this one to Dance Central just because the game feels great. You don't have to do anything. Like, you just move and the game knows exactly how you're moving. You don't have to hold the controller or anything at all. You can even swipe left or right to go through the menus and things. And the last point we talked about, does it make you a better dancer? And who knows if either of these games make you a better dancer. But I like Just Dance. I can't tell. Dance. I like Just Dance better. I like the library of the songs. I don't like that I have to pay for them, but I like them. So that does it for me this week. I'm TC. I will see you next week. Make sure to have a good one. Peace.